Hello, I'm Anna Marie de la Vega. Welcome to Focus. Today, our guest is Garth, the founder of O.L.L.I.E Lifestyle, the O.L.L.I Youth Program, and O.L.L.I clothing line, and it has continued to just blow up.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us what's going on right now, and first tell us what that is so people know for sure.
O.L.L.I Lifestyle is the brand, the umbrella. So under there we have O.L.L.I Apparel, which was created by the youth that's in our program.
Oh, really?
When we first started, they initially started the whole apparel brand because they wanted us to be uniform when we go on trips and everything like that.
Yeah.
So it was the first group of O.L.L.I kids that created the logo and everything. We already had the acronym for it, which stands for Only Living Life in Excellence.
Mm-hmm.
Then we started mentoring kids, ages 12 to 18.
How long ago has it been since that first group of kids who you guys mentored?
2010.
2010.
Yeah.
So they're how old now?
I think, well, so you know what? We just had one that just turned 25. He had some trials and tribulations throughout his years, even being within the program.
Yeah.
But I can always remember him saying that he truly appreciated everything that Ollie has done for him. So when I contacted him on his birthday, he was super excited to hear from me. And he said the same thing. He said, man, I'm so glad that you was a part of my life and that you still are. I'm super excited about being able to maintain these relationships.
And a part of his life, meaning what? What did you do with these kids as you mentored them?
Oh, we went on outings, different places. So I wanted to show them something out of the norm, what they was used to. So we would go to the museum. We would have visits to church. We used to come to church and do things like that. And we would go feed the homeless. We had turkey drives. You know, we participated in kickball games and everything like that. So while they was being poured into and loved on, I was also showing them how to do that for other people.
Oh, because a lot of times kids in their lives, no matter what age group, no matter what gender, don't have somebody who pours into them and loves on them, so they don't have that example in their lives.
Facts. A lot of them didn't have male figures in the home.
Yeah.
And they didn't understand that it's okay to be from a single-parent home, from a community that was low income. That doesn't mean you're not able to help other people or do for other people.
Whoa.
So
that's a big lesson.
Yeah, for sure.
Where did you get that lesson in your life?
My mom, I grew up in a single parent home, and I watched my mom really work hard to provide us with the things that we needed, and she would give her last. And then it was also my uncles that poured into me, and one of my uncles, Leon, he passed away a few years ago.
I'm sorry.
He was the community guy. Uncle Leon was the community guy. He would get busloads of kids and take them to football games, baseball games, and and that I took that part from him to be the person to give back and help the community.
Have you guys in the O.L.L.I Life Youth Mentor Program kind of become like uncles to these kids?
For sure. Uncles, big brothers, some even fathers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what we pride ourselves on pouring into these kids' lives, because we know that they're missing a certain aspect, which is that male figure.
Yeah.
And a lot of them don't play sports. I come from a sports background, so I had coaches as well, but a lot of kids don't play sports.
Yeah.
So they need some sort of mentor, some sort of guidance from some male figure. So why not us?
What are young males missing if they don't have a male figure in their lives to show them by example, here's how to do things. Here's how a good, decent man does this.
But that's the foundation, the entire foundation, the blueprint of how to carry yourself, how to articulate in a respectful manner, how to, treat a young lady, how to act while you in the community, in the classrooms and things of that nature. If they're not shown the blueprint, we can't expect them to already know it if they're coming from a single parent home, and especially if they're raised by their mom or grandma. Now, you're going to get that nurturing side from the mother and from the grandmother as well. But you still need that foundation of a man to show you how to be a young man, because one day you're gonna have a child on your own.
Yes.
So what are you gonna show them if you don't know?
Right. You go, here, Mom.
Yeah.
Here.
And that's how it normally happens. So a young man who doesn't have a father present and doesn't understand the blueprint, when they having children, they usually leaving them with granny at that point. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Have any of the kids who were in the O.L.I.E mentorship program had kids yet that you know of?
For sure.
Have you seen how they're interacting with their kids?
And if you would have seen them as children, you would be like, nah. But they're amazing parents.
Yeah.
For sure. I know one, Trey, shout out to Trey. He has three daughters, and when I tell you, he is a girl dad for sure. And he loves his kids for sure.
Yeah. A girl dad, meaning?
It's everything. They are his world.
Yeah.
You know, he's into the whole cheerleading competitions, going to daddy-daughter dances and everything. Like, I don't think he even wants to have a boy.
Because he's got this girl thing down now.
He loves it.
And you taught him how to be a man in a girl's life, because that's super important too. It's not just teaching these young men what the blueprint is to be a good, honorable man who respects himself and respects others, but it influences all the way down through the generations.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's the simple things that we was teaching them. Like, when you're walking down the street, make sure you're on the side of where the road is, and and they was like, wow, didn't know we had to do that. Yeah, you're supposed to do that. Opening the doors.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's just simple stuff that can change their life forever.
How would a day go in the life of a kid who's being mentored in the O.L.I.E Youth Program?
Well, just the whole etiquette aspect. When you're at a restaurant, not slouching down in your seat.
No way.
Yeah, all of that. Pulling the chair out if you're on a date, things of that nature.
Yeah.
And knowing that when you go on these dates, every date doesn't have to have the food unwrapped. You can go. You can go sit down at a nice restaurant and use your fork and knives and the water and everything like that. Just simple stuff that they probably wouldn't get.
Sure. You're
if
right.
They wasn't in the program.
You're right. They had never had that modeled for them.
Yeah, because everything is fast food. Everything is fast paced.
Yeah.
It's that microwave type mentality. They want everything instantly.
Yes.
And fast.
How does that make the kids feel about themselves when they know some of these things that they had no clue about?
It gives them confidence to be able to sit and be in rooms that they normally probably wouldn't feel confident in those rooms.
Yes.
So,
and it would take away their voice.
Yeah, for sure.
What kind of things do kids of color have to advocate for themselves for these days that perhaps you're able to show them how to do?
A lot of times the behaviors are because the lack of knowledge or understanding for something.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it also could be that they're growing up in the environment that they're growing up in, dealing with so much trauma. It takes away from how you view this young kid.
Yeah.
You automatically assume because a kid may come into class and they be asleep, right?
Yes.
It's not because they don't care. It's maybe because they couldn't sleep last night because there was arguing or fighting or shootings in their neighborhood.
Yeah.
But that kid could really be intelligent.
Yeah.
You won't give him a chance because you're looking at it as him being defined by not waking up, not going to sleep.
Yeah.
That's why it's important for if you're in education and you're coaching or you're a mentor, you want to get to know your kids inside of the classroom and outside of the classroom, outside of the gym, you want to know every aspect of the kids that you're involved with.
Do you show other educators how to do that?
Yes, so that's a program that we have. We have a monthly men's meeting where we find men who's interested in changing who they are in their lives and coming from similar situations with the kids that we mentor, and to make them mentors for the community.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And that can include educators. It just can include dads.
Anybody. Anybody who's willing to be a youth advocate and be someone who want to push the culture forward and be a part of the community.
Does it have to be someone of color?
No.
Is it mostly people of color?
It is, but the doors is open to anyone who want to be a part of it, and that's called For the Fathers. That's our monthly meeting.
Yeah, the fathers.
Yeah, we have it the third Saturday of each month. You know, a lot of the men come from single parent homes.
Mm-hmm.
They're wanting to change their life. They want to be better for themselves.
We're talking with Ty Garth, the founder of O.L.L.I.E Lifestyle and the O.L.L.I Youth Mentorship Program and O.L.L.I Clothing. Do you have a way to address, because I think a lot of kids have childhood trauma that we don't realize is so far-reaching, and it affects how they interact with people as a kid. It affects how they interact with people as a teenager, as an adult. Do you have a way getting them help for the trauma? Do you have something?
Yeah, we have community partners. O.L.L.I don't have the answer for everything. So we reach out to other resources to help come in and speak to these young boys and even the men, because that's what community is, utilizing all of the resources that you have to come together to try to be better. It's strength in numbers.
Yes.
And what people don't understand is that we're better together than we are separate.
You know, we hear that stuff.
Yeah.
But then we still try and struggle on. And I think part of that is because we always feel like it's only me.
And when you hold things like that in, it causes depression, anxiety, and then that leads to, you know, abusing alcohol and drugs and suicide and things of that nature. So we try to tell men, you have to be willing to let your pride and ego go in order to heal. And the first step of healing and getting better is actually crying, pouring out. Stop holding all of that in. Go ahead and cry. And a good cry helps you, for sure. And it's okay to cry every day if you have to. But that's the step. That's the first step to healing, because you're able to release all of the things that you've been holding on to for all of these years. And once you do that, then the other steps become a lot easier for you.
Oh my gosh, that's very deep. I had a counselor that I had interviewed recently. He said you can't hide and heal at the same time.
You can't.
You can't hide it and heal it. And so you encourage them to be able to be vulnerable.
Yes.
That's scary.
Yes.
I'm a man. Boys don't cry. We've heard all that crap all our whole lives.
And that's what when we're in our men's meeting, that's what we share. So we have a collaborative partnership with Black Men Vent too. Shout out to Jonathan Davis and Leon Davis. So they come in and they share. They have a father-son podcast. It's called Black Men Vent 2.
Black Men Vent 2.
Okay. Yes. And they come into these monthly meetings with us and encouraging men to open up.
Wow. To
share, you know, some of your deepest, darkest. It's a safe space. That's what it's a safe space when we have these monthly meetings.
Yeah.
None of the information goes out of that room. You know, it's an intimate setting. It's the largest group I think we had probably was maybe 14.
Yeah.
But in those meetings, you can cry. You're able to share some of the things that you've been holding on to for many, many years.
Yeah.
And those hurtful little children become hurtful men.
Yeah.
So we ask that you address the little boy in you.
Whoa.
In order for you to become the man that you are designed to be.
And that you don't take those hurts and start passing them on because all you knew was this is how to do it.
Yeah.
And that's helping everybody.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Because you have tears of joy.
Yeah.
When you receive a promotion or a raise or anything.
Your team wins.
Your team wins championships and things. You see men cry then. And that's okay because you're saying, oh, those are tears of joy. So why can't we have tears of triumph when we're healing from the hurt that we have experienced or been through in our life?
Yeah.
It's no different.
Yeah.
It's all releasing something. You know, you can't have joy without pain first.
Oh, and you learn through the pain. So that's what we're trying to convey to these men. I want you to give me some Ollie-isms. Give me some things that you tell the kids.
Believe in yourself. You know, wake up every morning and be great. look in the mirror and tell yourself that today I'm going to be a better version of myself than I was on yesterday.
Ooh.
And like, that's my daily affirmation for myself, to wake up to be the better version of myself than I was yesterday, and to be a blessing to someone other than myself. And if I can impact one person, then I've done my job.
And now you're getting like into the Martin Luther King thing. If I can help someone along the way. And I loved what you did for the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday.
Yeah.
You talked about the I Have a Dream speech, and you encouraged everybody. It was just a post.
Yeah. So for my students, to create their own I Have a Dream speech, incorporate things that you desire to have and who you desire to be. So create your own I Have a Dream speech.
Did they read them after you had them?
They did. One of them was so good that we printed it off and it's hanging around the school building.
Oh man, I wish I had known that to have you bring that.
Yeah.
Do you remember kind of part of what it said?
I don't, but I definitely can send you. I'll screenshot a picture of it.
Yes.
And send it to you, because it was really good. It was really, really good. And I'm a associate director at a middle school, at a behavior middle school called High Road School in Nashville.
High Road.
Yes. And you know the name, you see the title, you know the type of school that we are, but you wouldn't expect that some of those kids would be able to articulate, advocate for themselves, and do amazing things like create a I Have a Dream speech that would be impactful enough to the staff that we would want to hang it up around the building so that other kids could see it.
And you said a behavioral school?
It's a behavioral school called High Road School in Nashville.
So what does behavioral school mean? Kids
who have been kicked out of their zone school. They come to our school, work the program, and they're able to go back. And then we have children that's in state custody, and they come there to improve themselves academically, to improve themselves just personally.
Yeah.
So
kids who are in state custody and things like that, almost always they've had some serious trauma.
For sure.
In their life.
And a lot of them being neglected.
Mm-hmm.
Parents who had them young don't want to be parents.
Yeah.
At that time, because they still want to live their life.
And they aren't capable of being parents at that time.
Yeah, that's true too.
It's not even just I don't want to. It's just I can't even.
They don't have the foundation. They didn't have the foundation.
Right.
So hurt people, right?
Yes.
And that trauma is passed on generationally.
And the kids who have been through the trauma, I would guess, and I know in my life it was this way, is that I had to miss a lot of school to help take care of my little brothers and sisters.
For sure.
So I missed.
We see that a lot.
Right? And so they're already at such a disadvantage. And then they go into the classroom and they're like, I don't even know where my second period class is.
Yeah.
I don't even know where we are in this. I'm having a hard time jumping back in. And I can see how I'm tired and all I know how to deal with is like to have an outburst or to, back talk to, get my voice out a little bit. And so they already have such a disadvantage. For sure. Going in. And you guys swoop in and what is your first thing that you say when somebody new comes in? Do you have I'm going to set some info here so you know what to expect? What do you do? So,
O.L.L.I.E has a lot of entities under the O.L.L.I lifestyle umbrella.
Yeah.
So the first thing we do like an icebreaker, and it's called the Soul Project, which is Soul, SOLE, sharing our life experiences.
Whoa.
So for the first 5-10 minutes, we allow the youth to just share, walk us through your shoes. So we started this pre-COVID, and when COVID hit, we turned it into the podcast, which we're in season 6 of it.
Wow.
But we allow the kids to share and open up. Walk me through your life in this 5 or 10 minutes.
Is that personally with one-on-one, or is that in a group, or what?
We do it one-on-one. We do it in a group settings. You have some that are willing to share in a group setting.
Yeah.
Then you have those that they want to share one-on-one.
So you work with them.
So we work with them. So regardless, it's allowing them to advocate for themselves and give them confidence. Because once they share with us, they can go back to the group and attack the group with it and be confident enough to do that. So that's another entity under the O.L.L.I.E lifestyle umbrella.
That's amazing. The Soul Project.
Yeah.
I noticed that, especially in kids, and especially in kids who haven't been allowed to, that their voice didn't matter. Like, whatever's going to happen in my life and with my family and all of this, I don't really have a choice in it. I might try and say this or that, I don't want to, but it's going to happen because I don't have a voice. And I have sort of noticed that a lot of times kids, they speak softly and they don't speak clearly because they're not used to being heard. They're not used to being listened to. And almost sometimes it seems like they feel like it doesn't matter if I say anything or what I say or how I say it because nobody's going to listen anyway.
That's true. That is totally true. And you see that's the lack of confidence that no one has allowed them to have a voice.
Yeah.
So when they get to school or they get in front of people, those are usually the ones that play the background.
Yes.
They be in the background often, and then when you try to pull them to the forefront, they may have a behavior because it's the lack of confidence and you're not going to embarrass me, or I've already been in this type of situation to where they dealt with some sort of abuse.
Yeah.
Whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, like that's the trauma that these young kids are dealing with these days. So we just tried to build you up because you've been torn down already.
Yeah.
So we're gonna build you up and allow you to understand what living life in excellence look like.
Pour into them.
We're gonna pour into them. We're gonna empty out ourselves. That's another thing. Like daily, trying to empty out who I am daily because I'm pouring into so many kids and so many men.
Whoa.
To be better versions of themselves. So if I do that daily, I go home and I can feel fully confident that I've done what I needed to do as far as someone who pride themselves on living their life in excellence.
But it's like the living waters. They keep flowing, and you're not going to pour yourself out, but it's going to come back.
Yes.
And you know that I agree, that you know you've done what you needed to do. Because it sounds like, I'm going to pour myself out every day. And it's, again, it's almost like that take up the cross and die.
Yes.
Daily.
Yes.
This life is not mine. I'm going to pour it into something else and someone else.
Yes.
And you keep it.
That's what it is.
You guys kill me. I love so much what you're doing. Believe it or not, we're almost out of time for our Focus Public Affairs show. What else do we want to make sure that we touch on about O.L.L.I.E Lifestyle, O.L.L.I Life Youth Program, the mentorship program, and the clothing line?
So what we just finished up a couple of weeks ago, our third annual For the Fathers.
Oh, that's right.
Celebration where we acknowledge young men and men in the community doing great things. Mm-hmm. So we give out awards. So we gave Reverend Keith McGee, who's our pastor, we gave him the House of Worship Award.
House of Worship Award.
We gave out the Community Service Award. We gave out the Civil Servant Award, the Coaches Award, the Future Youth Award. Just acknowledging and pointing into these young men and men allows them to go out still and continue to be great.
Yeah.
So we know that the kids are in good hands when we giving out an award, when we acknowledging a man for his service as a community leader, and we're acknowledging someone who's a father to the fatherless. Now, he doesn't have any children, but he's doing a service that allows him to be a mentor, a coach, or a father figure to these young men in the community. So we acknowledging them, and that's continuing to instill confidence in them, allow them to walk in their walk, knowing that we see you. whether you get that acknowledgement every day, we see you out here doing your work. We see you out here boots to the ground.
Yeah.
And you don't need a fan, but you boots to the ground and you really doing your work.
Yeah.
And we acknowledge that, and we thank you, and we love you for that.
What about the kids who go on to go to college? Do you take them on tours? Do you?
That's a part of what we do with our curriculum in the program, because O.L.I.E Youth Program is a curriculum-based program, and we're showing them things like, you think a kid who come from a single-parent home who's dealt with so much trauma, whose mother didn't graduate, who doesn't know their father, whose siblings older than them didn't finish school, they don't understand or know about filling out an application for college, financial aid, the Tennessee Promise, the Hope Scholarship, all of that stuff. So we show them things like that so that now they're privy to it. And if that's a road that they want to take, you're knowledgeable about it because you've been through the program and you have an understanding of it. And like I said, we don't know everything at O.L.I.E. We know a lot. We don't know everything. So we have these resources. So we connect them with counselors who can get them on the path, whether they're going to a university, a community college, or they just taking up a trade.
Yeah.
We have these different community partners where we can, impact the lives of these young people.
What do you want to do next, and how can we help?
Just continue to build. I want to find community partners who's willing to be a part of what we're doing, with the O.L.I.E program, with the For the Fathers mentoring program, and the For the Father celebration. So we just looking for people, like-minded people who's for the community, who's for the youth, who's for pushing the culture forward in a positive manner.
Would there be any room for someone like I do media training? I teach people how to speak to groups of people. Would there be any room for someone like me?
Yes, totally. Like I said, we have this new partnership with Black Men Vent 2, the Father Son podcast. They're coming in with the communication aspect as well to kids who's interested in being on podcasts or creating their own podcasts. Because, nowadays, that's what streaming and all this content creating, these kids love that. Yes. So to have people to come in to teach them, how to properly speak into the mic, how to set up recordings and things of that nature, that's something that we're moving more into that for them, because it's easy to go in and talk to a kid for 20 minutes or give them a packet of work to do, to read on something. But it's a different thing to give them that live training.
Yeah.
That live experience.
I could come show them how, like, if you don't have enough light, put a little lamp over there, sit on a chair. You make it work.
For sure.
You make it work.
For sure.
I just want to thank you. Any final thoughts? We're totally out of time.
If you want to know more about what we have going on, check out the OllieLifeYouthProgram.org. On the social sites, it's O.L.I.E, O.L.I.E Lifestyle, everything. You can find us. If you're interested in being a part of our For the Fathers monthly men's group, go to weforthefathers.com and check out everything that we do. And shout out to our partners with the For the Fathers. It's a collaborative effort that we do. So all the sponsors and community partners who's joined us over the last 3 years to make that event what it is, thank you. Shout out to Dr. O, Dr. James Bush, Dred Yehuda, Jonathan Davis, Leon Davis, and everybody who supports us.
We're going to put some links up on our Focus Facebook page as well, so you can get in touch with any of these organizations and support them.
Yes.
Thank you, Ty Garth.
Thank you.
Founder of O.L.I.E Lifestyle, O.L.I.E Life Youth Mentorship Program, and O.L.I.E Life Clothing. If you get involved, you're going to be so glad that you did. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you listen again next week. I'm Anna Marie. That's Focus.